I almost feel like a hypocrite. Am I wrong for doing a best and worst Stephen King adaptation and I haven't read half of Stephen King's books? Does that make me a hypocrite? You can be honest. All right, people, what's going on, man? October is almost over. Halloween is almost here. I'm a little bummed out because it's one of my favorite times of the year. And being that I reviewed a couple of Stephen King movies recently, I figured why not do a best and worst of Stephen King adaptations. So I'm gonna jump into it without further ado. Let's go. So as far as worst, a couple of notable mentions I want to mention. As far as worst Stephen King adaptations, there's not many of them because I really enjoyed most of the movies that have the name Stephen King in front of it. But if I were to say the weak links, I would say Christine. Even though I did enjoy Christine, but Christine is considered a weak link just because the movie really wasn't scary. It was entertaining, but it really wasn't scary. But I still thought it was a good adaptation. But compared to the other ones, I think Christine was a weak link. The first Creep Show, once again, I enjoyed Creep Show, but compared to his other adaptations, Creep Show is probably one of the weaker ones. But hands down, the worst Stephen King adaptation of all time is not even a book, but it's an original screenplay that he wrote back in the day, which that's how they marketed the film, like the first Stephen King screenplay made especially for the screen. Sleepwalkers. Probably one of the biggest pieces of, I know we can't really curse on YouTube anymore. It's so sad. I got to keep it so PG now. But one of the biggest pieces, piles of dog crap, the gum on the bottom of your shoe, the morning spit that's in your mouth when you wake up in the morning. Just the worst, man. The worst. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember finishing the movie Sleepwalkers. That's how bad it was. I think I got maybe halfway through to the part where he ripped the teacher's arm off, ripped his hand off, and then like threw it at him. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. This is not even like a sci-fi movie. It's like the Sci-Fi Channel movie. That's how terrible it was. So yeah, Sleepwalkers, hand down, is the worst Stephen King adaptation of all time, and it wasn't even a book. The best Stephen King adaptation, and there's so many of them. I have to mention Carrie, The Green Mile, which is definitely a notable mention, but it's not really, this is more horror-based Stephen King stuff, and The Green Mile wasn't a horror movie. Shawshank Redemption, that's another one, but it wasn't a horror movie, so I can't say that one either. Okay, I'm gonna base this basically off of Stephen King's horror, okay? Because if you're talking about the best Stephen King adaptation, Shawshank Redemption, hands down, followed by The Green Mile. But we talking about Stephen King horror, just creepy, slasher, creature, grotesque type stuff that I love from Stephen King movies and novels, okay? Notable mentions on that, I'd have to say the newest It. Carrie is another notable mention. I really did enjoy Carrie. My personal favorite, I went to the movies to see this, and it scared the hell out of me, and that was Pet Sematary. I didn't read the whole book. I started reading the book, but I never finished it. But the movie creeped me out. Not so much of a fan of the second one, but the first one was definitely on point. Yeah, man. So worst, Sleepwalkers. Best, Pet Sematary. That's my list, y'all. Oh, and another notable mention I gotta say is The Shinings. I know some people are gonna be like, dude, you picked Pet Sematary over The Shining. Are you on crack? I'm sorry, that's my top one. I love The Shining. Don't get me wrong. I love The Shining. It's one of my favorite films. Okay, but if I were to compare The Shining and Pet Sematary scared me more. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite Stephen King adaptation of all time? What's your the worst of all time? Comment below, comment freely. Thank you for watching. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.